Hey, good morning, English students. Mr. Mason here. We are back from spring break. I'm sort of laughing about the phrase spring break. That's why I had to put a GIF like this in there in the Mason's e-learning hub for today. Hopefully, you guys think that's funny. Hey, let's see what we have today. Just a few reminders as this is loading up. Um, uh, this is a e-learning week. Um, it is important to note that starting tomorrow, today is actually an act of God um, day full of enrichment activities. We would love for you to complete these um, and stay sharp with your academic skills. Tomorrow is an actual e-learning day put forward by the district, so that work you'll be responsible for and graded and all of those things. So as you saw from the e-learning hub, I've on ELA. Let's look at what we have today. Hey, this is a really cool article I want you to read. Talked about, in this case, it talks about summer, but the really important message is when students take a break from schooling, when there is a gap in their education, what happens to skills? And actually, it sounds logical, but it's interesting to read what the educational researchers say about it, and that gap in education actually doesn't keep their academic skills the same from when they stop to when they begin again, but they actually decline. So I thought it was sort of appropriate in the space we're in now, or in the times we're in now, that for you to stop reading and writing um, from mid-March all the way until mid-August, if that is the case, um, your academic skills will decline. So your first assignment is please read this. It's not very long, guys, but as you see this headline here, significant evidence that students not learning during the summer, they are losing abilities they developed the previous year. So I thought this was an appropriate article. So please read that. Read it. Reading is like any other activity. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And if you don't do it, you'll get worse. Okay. So that article, I would love for you to read. All right. We are going to start assignment today. I'm going to explain part of it. I don't think I need to explain the whole assignment today because we're not doing the whole assignment today. So it's actually called post-high school paper. It's just what it sounds like. It's not that creative of a title. Let's take a closer look at it here. So, post high school paper that is practical for you. So, post high school, after high school. As I think about you, five, four. I can imagine what all of you are doing in the fall, but this paper is really going to make you think about some of the steps of sort of why you're making those decisions and how to get there. Okay. Again, as always, I'm trying to make assignments that are practical for you. These are not research papers on topics that do not interest you. Okay. Or will not be practical for you in your future. This writing assignment is really practical for you, and hopefully a lot of the things they have to do for the assignment will make you think and will prepare you for next year. All right. You're going to write an essay where you talk about what you're going to do next year, what you need to do before the end of the year, and what it's going to look like when you get there. Okay, so the essay is divided into three paragraphs. Okay, paragraph one: what is your goal for doing? What is your goal for doing what you're doing next year? What motivates you to achieve this goal? Think about it this way, guys. I think you all agree you're not just going into 13th grade, right? It's not just, oh, I'm going here because I'm just going to continue to go into school, to continue with school, right? So, why are you doing it? what do you want to accomplish with it? An associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a training program, a military program. This paragraph really pushes you to what motivates you to do that. So, for an example, I often use myself as an example for you guys. So, what are you going to do next year? If I were doing this paper as a senior, I would say I'm going to Carthage College. My goal is to earn an education degree. And the reason I'm doing this is because I really want to be a teacher. Both of my parents were teachers. I love to coach. I love to be around adolescents and help them both with their schooling and athletics. What's motivating me to achieve this goal is I want to be a teacher in 4 years. I want to have a group of students in front of me right after I graduate. So think of it that way. So it's less. It's really about why. If think of me standing in front of you saying, "But why? But why?" Not I'm going to CLC. Why? So I can take some classes. But why? Think about why you're going to CLC. Think about why you're taking those classes. What do you want to eventually accomplish? So, what's your motivation? You guys are old enough now. You don't just need to do things to do things. You should do things because you want to, because something's motivating you, because there's a goal at the end. Okay? All right. So that's paragraph 1. Paragraph 2. What do you need to do what do you need to do this year to prepare for after graduation? So I know Ms. Wiederzak's really good about walking you guys through a number of steps, whether it's course registration, whether it's new student orientation, whether it's placement tests, getting your CLC ID. But the paragraph 2 talks about those steps and pushes you a little bit further. So, what do I do to gain admittance to the school or the training program you're going to? You might have to use the CLC website or the UTI website for those of you who might be going there. What do you actually need to do? We don't just walk into classes in August and say, "Hey, I'm here." Okay, there are a number of hoops to jump through. So you would include those in paragraph 2. Also, how will I make tuition payments? How will I make money? So, how will I make tuition payments? I'm telling you, you are going to get a bill from wherever you go, and it's going to, I'm making up a number. Let's say it says you owe $1,750 by the first day of class, and then you owe another $1,750 by the end of class. Maybe they want half the payment before the class starts or half after. Again, I'm making up the number and the due dates, but it'll look like that. I mean, these are bills that maybe you've never received. You and your family have never received a bill for education because we have such great public education in this community and in the state, and in the United States. So how is that going to be handled? Again, I'm not you don't need to get super personal with your family's finances. I just want you to include sort of a plan of how you are going to handle those. You may say I'm working. You may say I'm saving. You may say I'm working on scholarships. You may say my uncle is going to lend me the money and then I'm going to pay him back. Maybe you are completing some FAFSA forms or some loans. So think about that. Also, finally, in paragraph 2, what supplies or materials do you need before starting? This may include any devices. This may include literally notebooks, pencils, textbooks. You may be taking a science course that requires a lab kit. You may be taking a cosmetology course that requires some supplies. So be thinking about this. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost April, and you guys are going to be walking into class in August. Literally, what materials do you need? Backpacks, textbooks, devices, charging devices. I don't think you want to walk into a college class and say, "Can I borrow a pencil?" Or say, "Do you have a charger?" Or say, "Wait, we're supposed to get that book?" Okay. So those are the 3 topics for paragraph 2. All right, let me take a step back here. So Let's look at today. Okay, I've made a template for you guys, like I always do, for your writing this. I don't know why it's appearing like that. Okay. At any rate, paragraph 1, put some notes in here. This is where Mr. Mason, where I would have put like, I'm going to Carthage College. I want to be a teacher. I want to take some education classes. I want to graduate in 4 years. Why? Because my parents are teachers. I want to be a coach. All of that. These are the whys, whys, whys. All in here. Just jot down some notes. Here's where we'll actually write the paragraph. Okay. Here I've actually put some questions for you in the notes section. You can answer those and delete those, and use that as your note section. Okay. And then write the paragraph here. We'll talk about paragraph 3 tomorrow, and then we'll paste and put the whole essay together down here. Okay. So look at these directions. Use the boxes below to make notes and construct the paragraph using your notes. Answering the questions is not enough for the essay. And then I do have the presentation linked here. So for you to write, I'm going to CLC. I want to study auto mechanics because I want to work in a garage. Answering those questions will not be enough to write a paragraph. We need more. We need more whys. We need more complex sentences. We need more support, more details, more specifics. All of those we've talked about all year, okay? All right. So here's what I think is a good goal for today. Can you put some notes in here and write your paragraph here for paragraph 1? Let's get our paragraph 1 written today. And then tomorrow we can write paragraph 2, and I'll introduce paragraph 3. Okay? This is in your Google Docs. I'll prove it to you there. It's right there. You all have your own copy. Okay, let me go back. I know this video is getting long. I just want to make sure I touch on everything. All right, so I'll post the video there, the video I'm making right now. Read that article, look at those slides I've made, and make some for paragraph 1 and complete paragraph 1 of your post-high school essay, okay? If you could please check in. This is sort of our virtual attendance. Any questions that you have can also go in there. Hey, I really like this. I didn't get this. This link didn't work. Anything you need to communicate with me about can go in there. Okay, and as always, you can email me at any point at colin.mason at d128.org. Okay, I hope you all are well, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.